Okay, so I'm back online. Hello everyone, welcome to the next part of the live stream. I did a little more time yet, I have like an hour to work on this, I got other stuff to do. But yeah, I should be able to finish this up and hopefully do a couple other stories as well. So let's get going. As they got out, they surrounded the beach area. Oh, before I forget, to get you caught up, oh, if you've seen the last live stream, you'll be fine. As they got out, they surrounded the beach area. Lieutenant stays back. He watches the water as the tides force the waters in and out. A flashback occurs again. Justine calls out to him, "Hey, hurry up! Lou! 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 Lou!" That wasn't it. He breaks out of it. "Lieutenant!" He snaps out of it. He sees Eric being ensnared by tentacles and by tendrils, and tentacles grab her and snap her like a twig. She drops her knife. "Nemia!" She gets pulled under. He then watches as Nathan and Tiberius firing at the creature while Ashley has her hands broken, but still trying to get a gun fixed up. A stinging tentacle strikes Nathan's face. He falls over dead. "Lucy!" Tommy tries to ready his net when something hits the back of his head. Oh. Sorry. He gets dragged down with the net. He rushes to say Tiberius when tendrils snare him. Is this the end? Was this how they would die? Lieutenant closes his eyes, finally learning, accepting his fate. I gotta fix it, whatever. Twist. He opens his eyes to see Tiberius rushing to him, knife in hand, but the tentacle grabs him from behind. Before he can snap his neck, he throws the knife. Wait. What's this Tiberius one? Alright. And snap! Lieutenant watches Tiberius be snapped by his neck. And the tendril snapping. Bell! What was he to do? How is he supposed to do this now? Blakely! He looks up to Ashley as she kicks the gun to him. "Thanks, Foster." "Oh, you piece of shit. Time for round 3. Yeah! He runs with gun in hand as he jumps, spots the creature, and then fires. The flash of specialized gun causes him to leap in the air. Taking his machine gun, he falls under as he fires away. He watches and sees this thing full of tentacles, tendrils, and stinging tentacles. It's attached to a massive writhing eyes and pincers. He aims for that. Yeah. He swims to the surface. It's supposed to off onto the shore when he looks and sees the writhing monster turn to stone. He then sees it break apart as it falls back and sinks into the ocean. He watches as it falls to the waters below. He goes to Ashley. "Are you alright, Foster?" "Yeah, I'm fine. Just us. I could use a new hand or two." A week later, and Ashley's in the hospital, recuperating her broken hands. Sarah had raised her brother's score from Private Lieutenant Blakely to Lieutenant Blakely. Yeah, Lieutenant was his first name. For exceptional services in a time of crisis. The next week, he meets up with a girl he met online. She too had been attacked by a monster and survived, and she had the burn scars to prove it. Ooh, are they connected somehow? Ooh, I kind of do want them to be connected somehow, yeah. Like, I'm thinking of doing it, like, if I could, I would like to have each one be a separate individual movie. You know, that kind of brings them all, kind of like, someone brings it all together, you know? Or just, like, a franchise that you would kind of like you know, like if you watch, anthology shows like Twilight Zone, or The Monsters, or Tales from the Dark Side, you know, where it's like, all those things, you know, like, try to remember the daylight, or something like that, you know? I kind of want to be like that, but I'm going to have myself. That was the Tentaculous. Oh, wait. Sorry, it's not done yet. Sorry. Sorry, I got a little more. Get it home. It's a hot head. I'm sorry. In the ocean, we see the pieces of land. Sorry, we see the pieces of land on the seafloor as they instantly latch on and turn into polyps. Hundreds and dozens of polyps. Alright, now that was my tentacular theme story of Death Grasp. Once again, what do you think of it? Any notes or suggestions? Like, should I do something different? You know, like, I know the best I can. Like, should I do something similar? Like, any pointers if you guys, like I said, if you guys want to like draw the monsters, or if you want to make this in movies, I would really, I like that. I'm like, ooh, so cool, you know. If you want to, that is, you know. Now it's funny because my regrowth hero, Fairly, my idea for him was that he was actually going to have like some level, some form of ADHD. That would kind of mix in with his will, and then of course the helmet, and even the fact that the monster was weakened because he shot at it. You know, that gave him a slight edge against it. And I kind of like the idea of him giving like ADHD. So canonically, in my not quite good thing, but I guess in my head canon, if you don't like it, you don't have to. If you want to make a movie, he does have a little bit of ADHD. Not like, oh boy, squirrel, you know, but more like the sensible like ADHD, which is why when he's looking at the thing, like, oh, look at the idea, hey, let's do the motorcycle thing. But he's also old enough to understand that sometimes his wife doesn't want to do anything fun, you know, because, you know, what she wants to have, you know, the child she can't have, and so even though he's trying to show her up, he's also showing like a little bit of the ADHD tendency, a little bit, you know. Now, really been this up for. I don't know if he's gonna be able to see it or not. Though, I mean, if he does see it, that'd be cool, you know. Well, this next story, this character who has something that Noah the Otter and a person by the name, goes to the YouTube channel of I'm this thing. Now what? You probably know who I'm talking about. If you know the Otter, you should know the next one. If you know, you know. I think of others too. It's like of course a Mom on the Spectrum. Well, that's a big giveaway, you know. But the main character is funny. I wish it wasn't gonna do it this way, but I thought, no, it's perfect for the theme. So I thought, why not? You know, this is sound based, and this title is called Squeaky. Or Squeaky? Yeah, Squeaky. Yeah, I don't know. That's the last time we do that. Yeah. Sorry. So here you go. There is a legend of a creature who hunts its prey. When you hear its loud, terrifying noise, you want to run away, but you shouldn't, for it's farther away than you think. You should only worry when the squeaking gets quiet. Local legend. I like the double L's. I actually put 2 L's before because I wasn't really paying attention to it. But I like it, so I'm keeping it in. That's awesome. Sorry. Sorry if you can't see that I used yellow text. I should have done it better, but oh well. It looked okay before, but now I was like a big screen, you know. I put the phone, it's different. Sorry. Daffodil Saffron takes a picture of a selfie with her friends. I'm thinking it just takes a selfie. Instead of takes a picture of a selfie. That means that you take click. Hey, look, here's a selfie. Click. You know. Sorry. The 14-year-old giggles at this, as she's too young yet to have a hearty laughter. I'm sorry. I don't know why I put that down there. I think this is really like, as long as it's just me just being goofy, you know. All the times I don't know why I do it for you. Stop that. They are in a mall. It's early, so there's not many people in. Like, what should we do next, Teehee? She asks her friends as she waves around her blonde hair. Baywatch. Her friend, Becky, says, why don't we go to the new smoothie place? It's funny, it's not even that new, says Ditzy, as she taps her hands to her elbows. I know great names, want to know? Her last friend, only boy and boyfriend of Ditzy, Trent, wrapped his arms around Ditzy as he kissed her. Hey, babe. Tee-hee. Oh, you. Daffodil then says, then it's settled to that new smoothie place. As they walk to their, it should be T-H-E-R-E. I just realized that now, I just put the wrong spelling in. That or it probably did this thing where my phone likes to autocorrect what I write down. So I might have actually put in T-H-E-R-E, and then I might have thought, no, wait, you mean possessive there, so it's T-H-E-I-R. It's like, no, whatever. They see a strange ship. Okay, that should be shop, sorry. So they see a strange shop. It wasn't there before, but it looked to be a clothing store. In it, there's a lone mannequin by the windows. It's on 2 wheels with one broken. Becky stares at it. You know, it's funny, she says as she continues to stare. I thought it said state, but I think I meant to say stare, you know. It's like I can hear the wheels move ever so slightly. Dizzy stares too. You know what? Me too. Oh, come on, you guys. It's just... Daphne replies before slowly going quiet. No, wait. I hear too. You know what? Trent says. Send the mannequin with them. I think you're crazy. Ditzy gets mad at this, and she slaps him on the back with a puffed up, pouty face. What? I'm just saying, that's all, says Trent with a laugh. Just then a Filipino woman walks up to him. Oh, it's no laughing matter. Sorry. This mannequin was made by the bones of a whack. Oh, should we give a dog a bone? Trent mocks. Now you listen to me. The whack is only quiet when it's near, but if you should hear it... Okay, I'm trying to do my best with voices, so bear with me. As if it is really close, don't run. Instead, say with the noise. What are you talking about? Asked Becky. This thing has gotten you in its sights, and it would leave you alone, and it won't leave you alone unless you can fight it. Or it takes you. Look here, says Becky as she waves her finger in the woman's face. Oh, you. Nothing's gonna happen. Ain't just a crazy old bitch. I wish I was. And with that, she was gone. And when they looked, that store and its mannequin was also gone, leaving behind just a wall connecting 2 stores together. As they get to the store, a little kiosk in the food court, Ditzy looks to Daffodil and asks, so what are you going to get? Nothing with cherries, I hope, is the reply. Becky adds, not me, I love cherries. How can you love cherries? It's like eating a bubble. A gross, sticky bubble. Do you know what you're missing? As they get up there halfway between... where they were then, and the front desk, people start rushing in. The chattering, the clamoring, the shuffling of feet causes Daffodil to dig into a book bag and pull out some headphones. She puts them on. It deafens the sound around her. Now she just had to avoid getting anything with cherries or peas or blueberries or gushers. Those actually were the worst. How could anyone like them? She could not know. Oh, but it's the texture. It's just hard and slimy on the outside, and then it's ooey gooey on the inside. That's exactly what she hated. As she was walking along, she thought she saw the mannequin with the squeaky wheel just standing there near a pizza place. But when she blinks, it disappears. Hey, did you? She stops, not wanting the old lady to hear and speak up again. Becca looks at her. Do you want to sit in our usual spot? You can sit in the shade. I think I'll be okay, she sighs as she gets to the desk counter. Hello and welcome to that new smoothie place, where smoothies are new and smooth. Will I gonna try our new rainbow sherbet gusher explosion? Says the worker there with his hair covered by his visor. Oh, that's nice. No thanks, says Becky as she orders first. I'll have the cherry chocolate vampire delight. The dip steps in and I'll have the grimy twist. Extra grapes and less limes. Extra grapes, light on the lime. Got it, he says. Then Troy walks up to the plate. Yeah, I'll have the explosion. And how about you, miss? Miss? Becky looks to her friend. Psst, Daffy. Dizzy taps her shoulder. Daffy puts on the headphones. Yeah? What would you like, miss? Daffy looks at the orders on the board. Too hot, too much cherry, too spicy. She had it before, and it was too pink, too rough. Too many big pieces, then she sees it. Yeah, I'll have the watermelon sunflower delight. Do you want the watermelons to be crushed or whole? Crushed. Alright, they'll be $24.75, the cashier says to them. As Daffy pays, as Daffy pays, she puts her headphones back on when notices the people get too much for her. As he gets their drinks, Becky's cherries and chocolate ice cream with cherry juice drizzled in. Dizzy's 3/4 grape ice cream mixed with 1/4 lime ice cream. Trent's sherbet ice cream with fruit gushers layered about. And Daffodil's watermelon ice cream sprinkled in with sunflowers crushed. He looked at the people behind them. He sees an old lady watching them from far away. He gives them the drinks as he says, hey, so there's someone watching you. Just want to let you know that. As they try to find a seat, they end up in a nice little spot right in the middle where they can see everyone there. But as they sit down to eat, Daffy has an attack. Can we actually go to the spot? Daffodil says. Sure, says Becky, as she sees the old lady watching them from far away. Let's go, says Trent. After they get done drinking, they decide to head to there's one more store. It was a music store, and despite the fact that there was loud rock and roll music that made even the hardcore fan cringe, Daffy had her headphones down and was bopping her head to the music. How can you like this? Yells Ditzy. Music's cool. Did you know that? Says the person who can't stand people, says Becky. Hey, that's different. I don't want to ask how that's different, says Trent. Oh, I love this song. It was written in 1987. It was the first song and the second international album. First album in the U.S. in spite of the name, they weren't making a return. There she goes, pounding random facts again, Becky says before stopping. Hey, do you hear that? Hear what? This music is cool, right? Answered Daffy. That noise, it's... Music ain't noise. No, I mean that squeaky noise. Sorry. I don't hear anything. Becky covers her ears. It's getting louder and louder. Is everything okay, Becky? Asked Ditzy. I think someone's after me. Is Becky's reply. Oh, don't tell me about that old lady, do you? Yells Trent in disbelief. As they leave the store, Becky notices that the noise is starting to die down. She still feels uneasy, but she can't believe what's happening. Then Ditzy says, oh man, what if that lady is white? Right as they are passing a sports equipment store. Nothing's going to happen to you. He then steps in front of the doors. Look. He goes in and he pushes the baseball bat and comes out. There, see? Now we have protection. Back at home. Sorry. Becky is watching TV as it's a return of some old black and white vampire movie. He's right behind you, she yells to Novia. Is this a movie? Sorry. She takes a note that the sound she heard from before at the mall was now just a faint memory. She can just faintly hear the eek, eek, eek. She sighs in relief, then sees it. Something in the reflection of her TV. She looks at it, studying it, as it looked to be colored, flesh-toned. She watches it as, is that getting closer? She then watches in horror as she realizes it's the mannequin from before. She watches in horror as the arms twist out unnaturally and slowly, like a series of twigs stretching out. Then two flaps, patagiums, fall down from the arm folds. She jumps when the head falls out and hair fires out. Before she can make a scream, it pulls her and twists her body as she gets sucked into the mannequin. There sees the flashes of light as it goes dark. The light comes back on as she piles of bones on the couch with a skull where she once was. The next day, Daffy's mother gets a call. Hello? Oh, Daffy's mother gets a call. Sorry. Oh, hey, what's that? Oh, okay, I'll let her know. Daffy walks in. Who is that? She hangs up. That was Becky's mother. They found her remains on the couch this morning. Daffy's heart sank. How? She was okay last night. I'm sorry, sweetie, but she was murdered last night. Okay. It was bad dialogue. Now. I mean, like, that's like, oh man. Oh, it sounds like. Daffy just stood there and stared. She didn't move. She had to process this information. Her mother wraps her up in a heavy blanket. She then breaks down and starts crying. How? How did this happen? There's a knock at their door. Mrs. Saffron goes to answer it. Hello? Oh, hey, Ditsy and Trent. We heard the news, said... Here's the news, Ditsy says. How's Daff? Asked Trent. She's processing it in her own way, but she's processing it, Mrs. Saffron replies. Hope that's good. I'm not sure. Any help with that one? Maybe it's sound good, not so good. Yeah, I don't know. As Daff sits on her bed, she says, I can't believe she's gone. They said they only found her bones, she says. Could it be that thing? Oh, not you too, Trent wanted to distance himself from this nonsense. But I swear that just like before she heard that thing. Oh, come on. Look, it's just a mannequin, correct? That's why I got this bat, to make you feel safe. I know, but I hear too. Daff looks up at this. You hear the squeaky wheels too? Oh, come on, not you too, Trent just couldn't believe what he was hearing. Can't you think logically for a second? But I am hearing it, it says. And it's here, it's after me next. Sorry. Ditsy starts to panic, so Trent just grabs her shoulder and shakes. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself. It's not near. It's not near, said the woman. Shook them to the core. They looked to see her standing in the bedroom doorway of Daffy's room. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Trent got his baseball bat. Baseball bay? Alright, it's another baseball bay. Okay, like a beach? But never mind. Do you know that this, this, don't you know what this is? Babe just causes Trent to look and sees Daffy holding her headphones on tightly. Oh, sorry. He looks up and sees that she's gone. Just who was she? They all decided to spend the night, as Ditsy and Daffy were scared, but Trent wanted to protect his girlfriend and best friend. Ditsy looks around. I still hear it. Those squeaky wheels. Oh, come on, Trent's getting annoyed. You can't be serious. There's nothing here. This helps me, Daffy puts on some. This helps me with some music. This song, the first song that was original, it put his 5 British ladies on the map. They succeeded in beating the first British girl pop band. And can we just listen to it? Can we just listen to it? The sound is getting louder, Ditsy says as she looks everywhere in a panic. The music kept getting louder and louder, but the noise doesn't let up. Ditsy taps her fingers in nervousness and crosses her arms in confusion. She tries to focus on the beats, on the music. She even tries singing from A to Z. If you wanna, I can't take it anymore. She gets up and runs out. Her boyfriend can't stop her, and Daffy has to put her headphones on with this excitement. Trent chases after her, but she is long gone. I can't believe it. The beginning and the end are very close together, so that's my excuse. As Ditsy walks near the dead-end street, trying to get away, she sees a strange figure in the moonlight. Crossed with the street. The street is crossed with the street light. She can't make out who it is. Excuse me, she said, taking note of the quieting down. Eek, eek, eek. But could you help me? She gets closer. You see? The thing that's after me, and she gets good vision on the mannequin as it just stands there under light. No, 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 no! She runs as fast as she can. But something grabs her. Grabs girl, I guess. Sorry. Hair? Hair grabs her? She then feels herself being pulled into the neck of the creature. Light flashes from the street light. As it goes black. When the lights come on, all we see are her bones. Trent goes looking for her. For his girlfriend, when he sees those bones just lying there, he knows whose they are, but he can't believe. He doesn't want to believe. That's more accurate. Sorry. The next day, her bones are verified to be hers, and Daphne curls up in the ball as her father, Mr. Saffron, wraps a blanket around her. I can't believe this is happening, she says, as she begins to cry. What's going on? What could it be? Trent slams his bat, bam, on the ground more times. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! He stops when Daphne goes for headphones. Look, remember the day when you saw that squeaky wood mannequin? You could hear its wheels? Trent grips his bat. I heard it too. I didn't want to have heard it. I thought maybe pretending to hear it, that it meant that you wouldn't have heard it, and it would go away. Damn it! Slams his bat. Pow. Bam. Whatever. On the ground. But don't. Sorry. Now there's now there's nothing we can do. Dad put headphones down. What did that lady say the creature was again? Trent wants to say not this again, but he knows this might be for the best. Whack, I think it was. Daphne goes to the computer. She puts on some Balamos to listen to. While she and Trent look up this thing. Look up whack, releases some things that I can't even say. At least I get demonetized. Whack, which leads to nothing in the search. And then she says maybe try WACK. She tries whack. The search says, did you mean whack? As she clicks on it, she sees a link to the creature. It's a winged humanoid with long black hair. Daphne reads the article. It says here that the creature is known as a whack for the sound it causes by flapping its wings. When it finds its prey, it makes a loud noise as it convinces its victim that it's closer than it actually is. When then the victim gets to a safe spot or location where there's no sound coming from them, it attacks. Its third method is moving of hearts. But that's not what happened, Trent says nervously. If it only takes hearts, then why just leave everything except for the bones? I can answer that. Look to the old lady standing there once again, providing you were willing to listen. What do you want? Asked Daphne, confused. I was the reason for it to be in that state. You see, 50 years ago, I used to live in a small Filipino town where I worked at a local clothing shop. I was told the dangers of the whack work there, but I didn't heed those warnings. Just like you, I ignored them. Then it was targeted. I don't know. Okay, I like that. I'm keeping there. Then it was targeted. I don't know. Sounds cool. When they first targeted me, I tried to run away, just like you. It seemed to follow me. That noise everywhere would go. Then I thought it was safe. I was in my store, as all I could hear was quiet. But I was wrong. I saw it flying above me. I just attacked. I tried to fight it off. Lashes began to form on her arms, but its wings were too sharp like blades. Her white eye dissolves away into a black mass. It struck my eye, then ate it in front of my other eye. Blood started to form and streak like tears down her cheeks. I was saved from having my heart ripped out when the parade happened before me outside. The noise confused it. As its opportunity, a scar formed around her chest. To kill it, I took an axe. It was meant for purposes only, to chop up its legs, only it wasn't dead. She looks down. I see her flesh starting to burn. It inhabited one of my mannequins, and in doing so broke its wheel. As it then attacked me with its hair. It tried to pull me in, so I set fire to it, but it was still after me. So I did what I knew what I had to do. Yeah. She turns to Ash. I trapped it inside. Ash falls, she says. It escaped Ibeloy, like a limbo imprisonment. As see her dust fade away, Trent starts pacing back and forth. Oh man. What is it? Asked concerned Daphne. When I first saw the remains of Ditsy, well, I heard it. I heard those creaking wheels. Squeaking. I heard them. Grah! He wants to run away. He wants to hit something, but he knows he can't. Daphne goes and wraps him up in a blanket. This makes me feel better. Thanks. He then begins looking around. He hears the noise getting frantically louder and louder. He tries to find a place to wander, but then he remembers it. Oh my god. Sorry. He needs to stay there. He's safe there. Then he thinks about Becky and Ditzy were attacked because they weren't safe, and now Daffy, his last living childhood best friend, he can't bear to see her die too. He grabs his bat. He heads for the door. What are you doing? Asked Daffy. I'm going to go where it's quiet. What? No, you can't. Well, I have to. What else can I do? Stay here. You can't die. Oh, I won't die. As he heads outside, he finds the sound has stopped, save for the eek, eek, eek. He sees a figure standing there across the way. Hey, you fucker. You're about to be going down. He charges the figure when a loud sound can be heard. He falls backward on the concrete. He grabs his chest, dropping his bat. He was bleeding out. The figure walks out, revealing himself to be a man with a gun shooting an attacker. Sorry. Then the man gets wrapped up by hairs as he and Trent get pulled in, gun and all, lights flashing. Then it all goes up. The bones pile on the streets. Daffy watches powerlessly from the window as she watches his head snaps back on. As looks at her, oh shit, oh shit. She has to think fast, but she's paralyzed as the creature starts slowly eking. Its way towards their house. Daffy is scared. She doesn't know what to do. This is all too overwhelming for her as she goes for headphones to silence out the noise. Then she remembers that a parade happened before me outside. Noise! It was noise! She watches as she sees it open her door and head inside her bedroom. It's following straight for her. Okay, you bitch, listen to this. She says she hits play on the computer, but nothing comes out as the hairs come out and attack. She starts getting pulled in. Looking at the screen, she sees that it's buffering, of course. Why now? Then she hears it. It's after midnight for me. Tell me why. Added onto, say my name, say my name. All mixed together in this loud, incoherent mass. The creature begins to freeze. Daffy seizes her chance. She rushes outside when she grabs the baseball bat. She almost feels overwhelmed. No, there's time for meltdown later. She picks it up and rushes inside. Their mother and father are there watching her. As the mother asks, what's with all that noise? But she ignores them as she goes into the room. As they watch her beating the crap out of the mannequin. Honey, what are you? Before she could finish, they can see that the creature tries to attack with the outstretched, bladed bat wings. But they soon dissolve into masses of hair. The mannequin breaks down. All that is left is pieces of plastic and bits of entangled hair. Daffy stops as she goes quiet. Her mom covers her up with a blanket. The nightmare was over. The story they told, as no one would believe such a tale, was the person had hidden inside the mannequin and the slaughtered people leave behind only their bones. And the mannequin with its hair and squeaky wheel all taken into custody, where the one wheel started to stir. Alright, that should be it. Yep. Alright. Alright, what do you guys think of this story? Now, before I get to the next one, I don't put out much time, but pretty much I can. Just so you know, don't want to say, if you do try to have the main character of the first story, the Regal story, to be ADHD, like kind of envision him to be, make sure you find an ADHD actor, and make sure you do make sure that you do plenty of research on it. So you or if you need, I can kind of tell you my experience with ADHD, you know, and I can even like what I've noticed from like my family members that have ADHD, you know, I can do with that, you know, and what I could probably do like I've noticed for the most part for people with autism, which of course I gave it away. That's the whole thing this character has, right? So if you do this, if somebody does this story, the squeaky, just remember that the condition which is autism, you know, having the interest in facts, everything is basically music. Like she knows, like not not the awful movie music, but just music in the songs in general, and the histories of that in general, If you do like, and of course she like, while she's not too bothered by music. Like a lot of music she can handle, but loud like people shuffling in and out she can't handle, But I would say like most likely, or definitely get an actual autistic actor or actress, I guess. And talk to people in the autistic community, like Noah the Otter, I'm autistic, now what, and of course Mount on the Spectrum. Alright, just to let you know, because I don't mind making this into a movie, but I want it, and also the other one, I want it to be like properly represented, of the characters, right? So that they're gonna go, oh man, I'm gonna have this person, this actor who doesn't have any hint or sign of autism at all, but they can make me laugh, so I'm gonna like no. That's all I ask. Of course, it probably won't be. Probably won't be able to stop you, will they? But let's respect those wishes. Thank you. Now, my next story. The theme is missing, and the title is, it's a long one, One-Armed Headless Horse Techie. Oh yeah, I went through that title. It's awesome. Brenda Coleman always seen it in his nightmares. She was a little girl, headless, missing one arm, riding a horse. No, that wasn't right. She was fused to the horse. She had no legs, and the horse was missing one leg, as it also was missing pieces of an adjacent leg. Its face was half missing, with muscles and bones strewing about. She held a piece of railwood in the palm of her hand, literally. She and the horse were riddled with holes. She had run at and screamed to him. Basically run at and screamed at him, whatever. And every night he would wake up in a cold sweat. His hand was out to hurt. A burning, stinging sensation, like it was on fire. He tried doctors many times before, but nothing would show up in the scanners, and psychologists had no clue what his dreams represent. The tales were getting increasingly more and more intense. What usually woke him up once every 2 months, then once a month, once a week, and once a day, would now occur 2 to 3 times a night. And what's worse is that he started seeing her in reflections, and this was affecting his job performance. He works at a law firm, trying his hardest to represent his clients, and seeing this nightmarish entity doesn't help him matters. He gets up as he pours himself a cup of coffee, but this isn't enough to stop him from stepping out in just his robe, which would have been the best experience had he not thought he saw her. At work, he kept falling asleep and being woken up by her screams and by the clients. He tried to get himself a glass of water from the bubbler, but then he thought he saw it in the reflections of the water, causing him to drop the water in his boss's blue suede shoes, which is the hardest trade to take care of. My office, now. Brennan walked into his boss's office. You want to see me, Mr. Boss Man? Damn it, it's Bossman, not Boss Man, Bossman. He tries to wipe water off his shoe. Now, I've seen you perform as has been slipping. But, sir, No, I think you're overworked. I think you're overworked with her. Have you been getting any sleep at home? Well, now that you mention it, I've been having these nightmares that have been keeping me up, and it's been affecting my judgment. Nightmares? Mr. Watson goes to the computer and types. Yes, sir. So this little girl on a horse, only she's nightmarish yet familiar. Well, I don't know about that, but I sent this brochure from one of my higher-ups, and I want you to take some vacation there. He turns the monitor around. It says Gleamsville. The name sounds familiar to Brenner. I'm sorry, sir, but I need this job. You should get paid. But if you choose not to go, I'll have no choice but to fire you. As Brenner goes into the town, city limits 3,000 people. He has a strange feeling that he's been there before. He shakes off this feeling. He looks at his GPS. He was supposed to stay at a hotel. The Canliam? He wasn't sure what to expect of this, but when he gets there, he sees this small village, the biggest, most extravagant hotel he could ever see. He pulls up front as he checks himself in. The girl at the service desk. Wheel caller Saber looks at him and goes, "Welcome back, sir. I did as you asked." Then Shadows looks at him. "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I thought you were someone else. Are you checking in, sir?" "I am," he says, taking out his license. "I was told by my boss to have some vacation." "I see." She typing down this information. "Now this is all expense paid, thanks to the owner. Which I say, you look an awfully lot like him. Anyway, you were staying in room 10-444. It's on the top floor." She hands him the keys to the room. "Nay. Is there a phone nearby?" he asks her. "A local horse ranch," she replies. "Hope you don't mind." "Oh no, I love horses." But as soon as he said that, the image of the horse's face runs to his head. "We're in the hole," he whispers. As he gets to his room, he sees the maid enter into a room. Her name is Maria. She looks at him. "I cleaned the rooms as you asked." "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I thought you were someone else." She then goes to clean the room. Bueno swipes the key. As he enters his room, it's 2 king-size beds with a nightstand and a TV. There's a mini fridge on the TV. He sits down at a chair by a table. But near the window, looking down, he sees he is 10 floors up. He looks at the tiny notepad and paper that hotels usually have for guests to use. As he takes a nearby pen and draws a stick figure of the girl horse creature with the words, "What are you?" on top. That should be it for right now. I guess I had to cut the short because I got something I have to do. But yeah, that was the part 2 of the stories I'm reading. Hope you guys liked them. You got to hear me read my stories of Regrowth, Blood Puppets, and Half Tentacular, and then the rest of Tentacular, and then Squeaky, and now half-ish of One-Armed Headless Horse Techie. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you, and goodbye.